Big guy Ben here, Wally's Malls. We're going to show you another layout for ideally for clothing vendors, how you can kind of maximize your space and get the most amount of clothing out in your booth. What you are seeing here is a 5-foot deep, 11-foot wide booth, 55 square feet. And we'll be setting up some shelves today with a long clothing rack in the back, with an ideal setup for how you can maximize your booth for clothing. This project entails two NSF Chrome Shelves at a cost of $240. The pipes and fittings that we'll be adding to this booth amount to another $60. So you're looking at about a startup cost of $300 in shelving and setup for this booth. But you want to take in anytime you're doing a booth or opening a business, you want to plan it at 6 months or plan it at a year. So if you start looking at the $300 divided by a year, realistically you're looking at about $25 a month for the shelves. And the thing is, when you move out of a place, most likely you'll find another buyer for them shelves, so it's not wasted money. But starting your booth right with a good setup sometimes costs money, and by doing it the right way, you're set up from good to go from day one. Here you can see the finished project. We still have room for some more, but the idea was to have the bar across the back so we can hang the longer dresses because there's nothing underneath it. Shorter coats and shirts we can hang on the upper part there. It leaves us room for shoes underneath on both sides. And then because the booth next to it is also part of it, I left that open so we get another full clothing rack. So in this 5x11 booth, 55 square feet, we got the 4-foot clothing rack there. We have another 4-foot NSF shelf here for clothing. We'll have one there. Top shelf we'll be able to put hats on. And then in the middle there we'll have another about 7-foot or so clothing rack. So if you look at the 4, 4, 4, and 7, we're gonna have 19 linear feet we'll be able to hang clothes off on and really maximize this 5x11 booth. Another great idea to set up for clothing type of vendors. Probably wouldn't work ideal with a lot of other types of merchandise, but if you're looking at doing clothing and trying to maximize your space, something like this where you're U-shaping it and being able to put clothing all the way around is a very good potential setup for being a clothing vendor in a vintage to modern antique or collectible mall.